Welcome back, guys. I am Nick, and this is Tim, and we are the Killer Media Podcast.
Damn right we are.
Yeah. And what we have in store for you today is mainly the monkey review.
Yes.
As we always do our movie reviews at the end, and then we have two segments before that usually.
Mhm.
And what are our segments?
We have discussing horror subgenres and then subgenres within those subgenres.
And then those
There's a deep-
subgenres
yeah.
in those subjects.
There's a deep rabbit
There's
hole.
probably a lot of untapped potential.
And there's probably a bunch you didn't know as we found out.
Yeah.
There's a million. And some of them coincide with each other, but it's enough to where you can distinct them both.
And I think
But-
there's some that you'd probably know, but you just don't have a name for the genre, and you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Right. So yeah, we'll discuss that. And then we're going to do a little game. Instead of trivia, it's guess the movie from the super zoomed in image, based on the movie. So we'll have to see how good we are with movies.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I think mine are easy, but we'll see.
Yeah, and sadly, I don't have a venti coffee,
Yeah, I do.
but we both do have Friday the 13th hats.
Yes, we do.
We didn't plan that.
No, we didn't. But I'm always wearing this hat.
True.
So you copied me.
No, because mine's not a brim hat.
Yeah, you got the beanie.
Got the beanie. I'm not a brim hat person. Occasionally.
I'm getting into beanies. I do want some good beanies.
All right.
So we'll begin with the subgenres.
Yep.
Okay. So
Where to start?
what do we got?
There's a lot.
Yeah. Do we start with the obvious? Horror.
Just horror.
Horror.
That's it, and that's all the genres.
I think a good place to start is horror comedy because that is pretty much the movie that we're going to be discussing. It's
Yeah.
a horror dark comedy.
Definitely dark.
Yeah, very dark. So I like horror comedy when it's done right.
Yes,
Let me start a timer.
yeah.
20 minutes.
Horror comedy is one of those genres that goes so well.
Mhm.
And one of the main things I think that made it mainstream, like the first movie, was definitely Scream.
Oh yeah,
Because a lot of people probably don't think of Scream as a comedy.
right. It's more
it-
meta.
It's
But
meta,
that
but
is
there is
comedy.
comedy.
Yeah.
Especially when Scary Movie came out and
Mhm.
definitely parried it and
Yeah.
made it even more meta.
Yeah, that's a dignified comedy because
Yeah.
obviously it's a spoof.
Yeah.
So yeah, when done right, when you get the tones matched properly, so it's not a jarring horror and then all of a sudden it's just comedy with no explanation. That's like I don't like that because it throws you off.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shaun of the Dead, not a great comedy. But,
Yeah, like that's a horror comedy. 'Cause
Horror comedy.
most of the characters are making jokes and it
Yeah.
fits the whole tone. But then there's movies that don't really advertise themselves as comedies,
Right.
but all the characters are making jokes for
Right.
no reason. Usually you have that one comic relief person or aspect of the movie.
Right.
But when it's not signified, that's when it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Like if it's a horror comedy, everybody's got to be making jokes.
Yeah.
Like Hard Eyes, everybody had at least one joke in there.
Yeah.
Even the killers did the way they acted.
Exactly.
And if you just have one comedic relief, that's not a comedy. That's just to ease off the
Yeah, you
suspenseful
usually
horror.
have to.
Yeah.
Unless that's
Um,
not what you're going for, and
right.
you really want to make a dark movie.
And and a subgenre of horror comedy is horror dark comedy. Obviously, like you can go deep into the dark, disturbing comedy, which the monkey does dip its toes in there. It's pretty messed up.
Mhm.
So it when done properly right, it's one of my favorites. I do enjoy
Yeah.
laughing at something you're not supposed to laugh at.
Yeah, I think that's the main point to why
Right.
people do like it.
And it's so easily accessible because half of these movies, if it's not a comedy, you're always like, well, just throw something at them, and obviously these movies make fun of that. So
Yeah.
it is nice to
Yeah.
laugh at our comments for real movies. And then they're like, all right, here's how you think it's going to be, and we'll make it funny. So
Yeah.
it works that way.
Mhm.
Give us another one.
Another one.
Another one.
All right. Another one.
We're going to get copyright.
All right. No, not really.
Yeah.
That's just a saying, but
Yeah.
maybe he's patenting that word.
Maybe. Maybe you did.
All right. Another one we'll talk about is psychological horror.
One of
So-
my favorites, too.
Well, I actually have a picture. Maybe if in post we'll show this.
Uh-huh.
I'd say like it pretty much showed like the general horror genres.
Mhm.
So we have gore and disturbing, psychological, killer, monster, and zombies kind of fit within that. But then there's also paranormal,
Mhm.
and then going down for like gore and disturbing, there was torture, splatter, cannibal, and extreme.
Mhm.
Then for psychological, phobias and isolation. Um, The Shining is one of those.
That's like the thing,
Uh,
psychological.
yeah. Then Phantasm. What is that one?
Phantasm. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that's
actually.
I mean, again, these blend in. I would say that's could be supernatural too, because it's fantastic. Where is that on here? Oh, right here.
Right here.
Uh, Martyrs, Fatality. Um,
Yeah, I don't know those movies.
That's like fantastical. Like
Mystical?
yes, like in that vein, I think. So again, you can say that's supernatural,
Hmm.
but not, like it follows as supernatural because
Yeah.
there's a supernatural alien thing that's coming to get you. So yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. Some of them they get way down into it, and it's like,
There's
what does that mean?
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of untapped genres. Maybe because it's kind
Yeah,
of hard to pull them off.
right.
But with psychological, home invasion was on there,
Yeah,
which
that can mess with you.
yeah, because that's something that can mimic reality.
Yeah,
That's one of the
like Hush.
yeah,
It messes with you because
and the strangers.
yeah, yeah, strangers too.
And then we got Killer, which is like the most that you could do with it, like with
Yeah.
any of the horror genres, because there's so many,
Hmm.
like killers, slashers, franchises. Like that's the most potential, I
Right.
think, for like a lot of movies that you could just put it out and it's like a lot of people do like it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the other genres they they might be more niche,
Right.
so not a lot of people might like them.
Hmm.
But I think the more and more we kind of like explore the genres that other people do,
Right.
I think the more and more they'll become more mainstream.
Yeah. And yeah, I think because we how many slashers do we get a year?
A
Like
lot.
dive into these untapped ones. Like not my cup of tea, but Cannibal, it's disgusting. Like it's too much, but you barely see that. And is that because it's so disturbing? But like
Probably.
explore some of these hidden ones to
I
bring them up.
it might be also because publishers, producers don't want to put out a movie that won't make money.
True,
But
but
so we got to rely on a lot of indie films, I think, to do
yeah,
that.
but it could make money because that's when you get into the people with this the morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's so disturbing. It's like Terrifier. It has the it's so gross. People fainted. Oh, I want to go see it.
Yeah.
It brings that, but yeah. Monster. I like Monster.
Yeah,
That's
monsters.
a good
Those are the other ones that are also more you can make franchises. It's pretty easy
one.
to like mainstream that,
Uh huh.
like classic and mythical. So what's interesting about classical that I kind of think about is classic is now the monsters that we have now, like years from now, are they going to be considered classic?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Like what was it for killers? So we got slasher, crime. I'm trying to think.
Redneck backwoods. Like wrong turn.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like monsters, like those, like there's the werewolf movies, the vampire movies, all those
Yeah,
classic ones. But
your
like
creature
from
features.
yeah, from
Yeah.
years from now, I feel like the ones that we have now, like I don't know, I feel like there's not that many monster movies being made. That like a lot of them are remakes and of the
Yeah, they're
classic
of the
ones.
classic ones. There's no new ones. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Monster. I guess you could include. Now, would that include like? Have you ever seen? What's that called? Cloverfield.
I actually need to watch that one.
Like those are like alien, but they're
Yeah,
monsters. So I don't know if that
yeah,
counts. Is that supernatural? Like
yeah. I've heard of that movie, which I
again,
gotta
they did
watch that
or
one.
A Quiet Place.
Yeah,
Those monsters or are they aliens? Or is aliens monster? You get into this weird debate. But like I guess because that movie came out like today in today's world, I can't see that being a classic. But yeah, in 50 years it might be.
I don't know, like what considers like a classic? Because vampire, Dracula, maybe like
Like
named like because you got Creature from the Black Lagoon,
right,
like those are monsters. But then you have like slashers and monsters are two different things, but they
right.
might be in the same sometimes. Like there's a lot of overlapping in some of this.
Yeah, like would you consider? Well, I consider again he's not a monster, but Terminator One a slasher film. But he's not a
What
monster.
actually Terminator was part of apocalyptic horror.
Apocalyptic.
because I
See,
mean
that's
it
like
involves.
a sci-fi slash.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi horror, but it said it was apocalyptic horror.
Yeah,
It's
a
considered,
dystopian world future.
yeah, anything with zombies,
Right.
especially.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when you think of apocalyptic horror, you really think of
28 days later.
zombies.
Yeah.
You honestly like
Oh yeah.
you think of zombie movies.
Yeah.
But there's apocalyptic movies like Mad Max that aren't horror.
Right.
But then there is apocalyptic. Like, Terminator is one, which is different. It's also sci-fi. It's
Right.
kind of
Yeah. Yeah. I think apocalyptic makes sense, but because it mostly takes place in the 80s,
yeah.
I don't consider that apocalyptic because you don't see the future a
But
lot.
the threat is
It is from
about
the
the
future,
future. So like
right.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. And like people nowadays relate it to AI,
Right.
and like maybe like everything's mirroring that.
It could happen.
People are fearful, which
It
who knows what could happen with AI?
It's gonna happen.
Unfortunately. You think so? I believe it could.
They're already starting, not taking over, but they're making these robots with AI brains. Eventually, it's gonna start. Mark my words.
I eventually it'll have to.
And then we're gonna recruit 90-year-old Schwarzenegger.
Like when you think about all the different technologies we've had years and years before are pretty rudimentary compared to like the technology we have now.
Right.
And that was only just booming and like starting like 1980. Like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the exact time when those technologies really started
Right.
going towards computers with the big rooms, and now they're in like tiny little devices.
Yeah.
So
How can you get 3,000 gigs on this little tiny card? Because all it is, it's just math.
yeah.
So you can just double it and double it and double it and double it and double it,
Yeah.
and it would never get bigger because it's just math. That's like
I
it's
know.
crazy to think about. But yeah,
I'd say yeah, that
that's
would
a
tie in
slash.
with sci-fi as well, apocalyptic
Oh,
and then
yeah, sci-fi.
sci-fi, because like you have Alien.
Yeah, Alien is definitely psychological too. I think that can fall into that.
It also was like body horror because of the aliens popping
But
out of
yeah,
the chest.
see, all these movies they tap into like a whole bunch, but only for like a scene. But it still classifies that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's pretty. Like, there's so many overlapping that somebody's gonna make a movie that it's just everything.
oh yeah,
Wonder how that would actually go. And then I have an interesting one: action horror. What comes to? Don't look at it. I don't know if you already saw it.
I didn't.
What
Action
comes to
horror.
mind? Action horror.
Action horror.
And when I looked
now
at
I'm
it,
gonna blank
yeah,
because I'm not gonna.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, that is horror, and there's a lot of action.
The movies and the video games are
True.
action horror, and I feel like that's a
Yeah.
Resident Evil has that down.
Doom.
Doom,
That's
yeah,
an action
yeah.
horror. The movie's not so great.
Demonic
That-
presence is in there, which
yeah.
is demonic horror is also
Mhm.
in there, but it also is more action, which
Yeah.
maybe tends to be more video games than movies.
Yeah.
Because I
'Cause
mean, Resident
it's-
Evil was a video game first, then it was a movie. But for as much as the Resident Evil movies are campy, they did kind of capture
Oh, they
kind of
did.
like the way the video games did go.
100%.
So that I mean, it's kind of hard. Like that's like almost the only action horror that I, like really comes to mind when I think of that. It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
because it's hard to do. Because if you're tied up in the action, how scary can it be?
Exactly.
You know, so you have to have, and it's typically like zombies or aliens. Like
Yeah.
Aliens is action horror. There's a lot of action in that with the guns and the Marines. I would say that's dipping into action horror.
But I feel like Resident Evil even turned to not even just saying zombies, just mutants. Because
Yeah.
it's like you have Biohazard,
Right.
and that's more mutant-like, like the swamp
Fun-
creatures from the
fungi
game, the
stuff.
fungus,
Yeah.
the plants.
Yeah.
Then that also ties into The Last of Us with the fungi,
Oh yeah.
apocalyptic zombies, but
Yeah, and
it's
there's action.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's mostly video games, but it's still definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Now I want to see. I'm excited. I just read Analog Horror, the Backrooms.
Yeah.
A24 is making a Backrooms.
I
movie.
think what started all of the analog horror is the creepypastas.
Yeah.
Just
The short stories.
like
and stuff.
short stories, not like because then we have Slenderman.
Mhm.
Like I think
Now,
Slenderman was one of the first games that kind of had that analog horror.
now, correct me if I'm wrong. Would you consider the Backrooms, if that movie comes out, to also be semi found footage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on if that's the way that they went.
Right.
Because a lot of interpretations seem to be like the found footage. Like there's always people going into the back rooms, and there's a whole lore.
Because no one lives there, but somehow they have the videotapes from it. Or are we going to be
Well,
the
there's-
perspective of the people in it?
Yeah, well, there's people who, like, from what I know from the back rooms, is like it's a company or something, like people like with biohazard suits that
Right.
go in actively on purpose to learn more
Right.
about it,
Yeah.
and that's how people go in there, and that's why people stay in, and like they
Right.
figure
It's
there's a lot.
That's a rabbit hole.
A lot of people don't like it though. A lot of people actually don't like how the back rooms have turned out now because it was more vague,
Right.
and now there's all this lore,
Yeah.
and there's different rooms and places, and
Mhm.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like people like
It
maybe
never ends.
yeah.
It goes forever, and that's the scary
We've played those type of games.
part.
Pretty,
Yeah,
they're pretty fun.
they're fun. Yeah.
Some crazy shit going on.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I love home invasion horror too. Those ones
yeah,
get to me too.
they're pretty grounded.
Yeah, and they're close to home. Those can easily get to you.
I like
'Cause
grounded.
it
I
can
do.
happen.
Yeah. Like that's the beauty of it. It's not even
Yeah.
a home invasion. It's just something that can happen
Right.
in real life.
Yeah.
Which pretty much that's why The Strangers, the first movie,
Mhm.
not the remake or
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Not the second one.
or
the
even the
remake.
or the sequel.
Yeah.
But the very first one
Mhm.
was so simple. They some characters made some dumb
Yeah.
decisions, but that's what made it so good.
Right.
Like I think it was the first.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was the first, but at least that's the one that comes to mind when I think of home invasion.
Yeah.
Because then we have movies like that I still haven't seen, which I actually want to see. Is called You're Next.
Oh yeah, that's the one with like the deer head or bear
I think so.
bunny. I've seen a bunch of posters for that.
Yeah, I remember watching trailers for that when I was
Mhm.
younger, but I never
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
Um,
Found footage. I hate found footage. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite.
so found footage, I guess would be Blair Witch Project,
Right.
but then that's also got witch stuff, witchcraft. It's like Satan.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
I never watched it. You didn't?
no,
Did you watch it?
no. I mean, when the found footage genre first came, that was when it was like, whoa, because everybody believed it because the way it's shot.
Oh yeah, the way that they marketed it
Yeah,
was
they thought it was
supposed to be real.
Yeah, and now that obviously is not real, it's like, all right, well, it lost its lust. Now that we know it's not real, because the point of that genre is to make you believe it's legit.
It's kind of hard. I mean,
Now
Blair
it's hard
Witch
'cause you just
Project
know.
did it first, so
Exactly.
they took all of that. What's the word? They took all of that effort and they were able to do it, but like people redoing it, they can't capture that same
Right.
way that they did it because people have already seen Blair Witch.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to encapsulate that same thing that Blair Witch did.
True. And going into it, it's not real.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Like art is so like movies are considered art.
Yeah.
Anything, a lot of things are considered art.
Yeah.
Depends on what's precious to you.
Mhm.
But it's kind of crazy how more and more stuff comes out. Like that's why a lot of people think nowadays that media
Mhm.
is like not as good as it used to be.
Yeah,
Because
they're
there's a lot of stuff that's already been done, so
Right.
you have to kind of up it a little bit,
Yeah,
and that can be hard to do.
it's hard to make new stuff
Yeah.
because everything's been out there already.
Like
So that's where we're all in these remakes.
so, here's an idea. Maybe like it's gonna evolve eventually
Mhm.
into AR, VR.
Yeah.
Because before that, there was no cameras, videos, so they relied on stories. And
Mhm.
before that, like written stories, it was word of mouth stories, which kind of brings me to like folk horror,
Mhm.
which I actually really like that.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
good stuff.
Appalachian Mountains, Skinwalkers, and
Mhm.
Wendigos, all that. Those are genuinely pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Mountains are pretty scary,
And
especially at night.
and then you get into the cryptids, which do they exist? Do they not? We don't
Exactly.
know. Could they?
Doppelgangers,
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
So
like
that's a one. Skinwalkers especially.
Yeah,
They just
so you have-
scream in
you
a
have-
field.
like everything is. That's why we have a lot of sci-fi. I feel like now because it started with all that folk,
Yeah.
religious horror. Also,
A
what's
rel-
eco horror?
religious
Has to do with birds
birds?
and like animals. Okay,
Jaws. Oh, because it's
so-
like
yeah,
earth,
it's
water,
animals. So like
earth and air.
Killer Beavers movie. If there's like a Killer Beavers movie, that
Sure
would
there
I
is.
guess that would be considered eco horror.
Right.
Because or like Killer Deers or I'm trying
Bambi.
to think. Bambi.
That'll be eco horror.
Yeah, I guess that might be. Then we have religious horror, which is an interesting one.
Scary stuff if done right.
Yeah.
A lot of them are not really great, but you got some pretty good ones in there.
A lot
The
of religious
Exorcist.
horror seems to be
It's all
has to be about
demons.
demonic
Yeah.
stuff. But as we've reviewed before, the Heretic movie
Uh-huh.
was actually that's coming out this this Sunday.
Not
so,
out yet.
Yeah, not out yet.
You
but
would have seen it now.
Yeah,
You would have seen
it'll be out by the time this one comes out.
it. Yeah.
But that didn't have anything demonic.
No, it was just kind of the reverse home invasion.
Yeah,
Like he's inviting you in, but locking you in. You know,
it's contained.
Yeah.
The story's contained.
it's not demonic.
He
but
tries to
it's-
make you believe there's something more to it, but there's not.
that's like a psychological horror too.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely in the religion is all religion and belief and stuff.
Yeah.
Great movie. So yes,
Mhm.
that goes into that. All right.
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah, it's time.
so.
I
These are
think.
some.
Yeah, let us know. Torture
There's
horror,
a bunch.
social horror, like not Key and Peele. I wish they would do something else together.
Yeah.
But Jordan Peele with Get Out,
Yeah.
Us. He's been doing a lot of stuff with all that type of
Mhm.
horror, which is, I guess, maybe a little bit new.
They're
Survival
just out there.
horror specifically usually only pertains to video games because we have
Yeah. The forest.
we have Silent Hill, even Resident Evil, the
Mhm.
originals, Dead Space, Amnesia.
Mhm.
It kind of puts you. It was pretty interesting. I mean, not The Last of Us, Outlast. It
Yeah.
puts you into the shoe of
Scary.
the victim,
Right.
makes you live through that, and you're surviving.
Mhm.
So that's another. There's a lot.
There's a
We
bunch.
might talk about this more.
Yeah, well,
On
in
the, like
future episodes, we'll go back into this. Yeah, let us know your favorite genres of horror,
yeah,
and let us know. Obviously, we missed a bunch, but
yes.
just fill the comments
You should
with.
see our list.
Yeah, there's a whole science behind it, but yeah, let us know your favorite. What do you gravitate towards? What do you hate?
Maybe we find.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody introduces a new genre.
Yeah, make a brand new genre.
Yeah, make a brand new one.
Before we end here, Hard Eyes kind of did that. Like horror
Yeah.
romance.
That's
you don't
and
see
I
a lot
see
of
a little
that.
bit more of that now.
You don't see a lot of horror romance. Like,
Exactly.
with comedy, like that was rare and it was done well. So, mix and match ones that you wouldn't think would match. Like, I don't know.
Honestly,
But yeah.
cosmic and folk maybe, because
Yeah.
I say cosmic is sci-fi where you're an alien, where it's like alien predators. You're farther in the future,
Mhm.
and then you have folk, which was probably a lot more grounded in the like storytelling.
Right.
So just imagine a skinwalker in like space.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Mix and match those.
interesting.
Or they're kind of doing that with Alien Earth. Let's put the aliens on Earth.
Yeah, I could see.
In a way.
Yeah,
The
they're
sci-fi
trying some new things.
grounded. So that could be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. These are some subgenres
Yeah.
that we wanted to discuss.
Yeah. I actually didn't know how well that was gonna go,
I think it went pretty well.
but it's kind of interesting thinking about all the different genres. It's
There's a
kind
whole
of
bunch. It's crazy.
way more than what we already have
Like-
listed. Killer Kid Horror, Children of the Corn. Just put that out there.
Techno horror.
Techno, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll conclude our genres.
Yes. And now, let's play a game. I want
Not-
to play a game.
Not Jigsaw though.
Not Jigsaw.
All
Maybe.
right.
Maybe if you get it wrong, you'll die. Who wants to go first?
All right. So are we just gonna go? I'll show you all mine, and then you show me all yours.
Yeah, we
Like
can do
going
that.
through that.
Yeah.
Okay. Rock paper
That,
scissors.
that makes it easier for the TikTok.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
Just, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rock paper scissors. Who goes first?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. The hell is that? It's a gun.
Why do you?
That was scissors. I got confused. That was scissors, so you win.
Okay.
So you go first. So I'll guess first.
All right.
Timer. We don't need a timer because we're just going to do until we're done.
Which one is this?
What in the hell is that? The guy looks familiar, but I don't know. I got a few things running now. Feather there.
Did you set a 20-minute timer again? I'll
No.
do it again.
I figured we would just go through it, but maybe it's
Just in case it goes like
Nick
way.
J. I'm busy. The first thing that came to mind, and it's not right, is like the 2010 Wolfman movie. The Wolfman. This because the actor kind of looks like him, but I don't think it is. Is this one of the Saw movies?
No, it's not. I could see where you would 100% know exactly what
I
this
know
is
I
from
would.
the full
Who
because
is
these are
that?
cropped, and we'll put these photos in.
Who is that? He's like in a struggle. I need a hint.
The franchise.
It's a franchise. All right. Is it how many movies are in this franchise?
1, 2, probably about 7. That's pretty.
Seven?
It's
That's
pretty.
a lot.
Yeah. It's probably more or less than I didn't count exactly which one's which.
Do I like this franchise?
Yeah.
I do.
You do.
Do I like all the movies in the franchise?
Maybe if I give you the first letter,
Yeah.
A.
A.
A is for Alfred.
A is for Alfred. Anaconda. A. A. Looking around for some clues here. A. Man, I don't.
Body horror.
Body horror. A.
What did we learn in subgenre class?
Yeah, right. Body horror and A. Franchise 7 movies.
I could be wrong on exact.
Well, a lot of movies.
There's one that did recently come out, part of the franchise.
Yeah.
We watched it together.
What? Give me an actor in the movie.
Ooh. Sigourney Weaver.
Alien.
Yeah.
Oh, Alien.
So
God.
this was the full.
Oh yeah.
That you would have been
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that was tough because the guy I didn't know the actor.
Yeah. All right. See
Alright,
if you
that
know
was a good
this one.
That was a good one.
We both have not seen this movie. I don't think so.
Oh. How would I know?
Take a little time.
Oh, that's Carrie.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
With her face looking all
Yep.
Yeah, that's Carrie.
This one though. I don't know if you'll get this one. I don't know if I would have gotten this one.
What in the hell? Alright, MGM.
The franchise.
Franchise. MGM. There's a toy down there, a statue. What are some MGM horror movies? Looks old. Like 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I seen this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then it's a franchise.
Yep.
Which one in the franchise is it from?
The very first one.
The very first one. It's not ringing a bell with the picture, and no, that's not MGM though. I'm gonna say Chucky, but that's not Chucky. MGM.
See, you would like you. I don't know if I'd even be able to go off of the producers, honestly, from my perspective.
Maybe director, maybe. What's the first letter?
C.
C. It's a franchise. Here we go again with the letter. It's gonna be so obvious.
It will be.
Yeah. It's not Candyman. The first thing that came to my head with C. I know it's not that. C. What genre is it? What subgenre? Man, mine are gonna be so easy.
I see. We tried.
No,
so
but I like the more difficult ones.
I don't know. I don't know what other hint to give you. Because if I give you the actor
C.
name, you'll know
Yeah.
for sure.
C. Second letter.
H.
Is it Child's Play? It's not that, right? It is.
It
It's
is.
Chucky. That's in the first movie. Technically, I got it right. Damn, it was in their living room. Pretty good.
All right. This one. This one might actually be hard.
What in the hell? Oh, it's a guy in a bathroom. Oh, that's Peach Fuzz. I can see the hair.
Creep.
That was pretty good, right?
Because then
Didn't think I'd get that one. I saw the little hair and I'm like, that's Peach Fuzz. So we'll go to 10 minutes. We'll do 10 minutes each. That
Yeah.
makes sense. See how good I am. That's Halloween.
okay.
Bob.
Yep. I don't think we've both seen this movie, but
No.
we kind of just know of it.
She looks familiar. There's a
Yeah.
guy in the back with a weird techno hat going on there.
It's not a guy, it's a girl.
There's a girl in the back with a weird hat going on.
She's got a
there.
princess hat,
Princess hat.
a tiara.
Tiara. Is this one of like the final?
Do you know the
Destination
actor
movies?
name? Do you know
Her name? I wouldn't think so.
Jennifer Love Hewitt?
All right, I know who that is, but that doesn't help me.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is also in this.
Oh. Isn't that Daphne?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What movie is she in? She's in all these. Which one? It's a franchise, right? Is it?
2 movies, 3 movies, I think. Maybe like one that's not even doesn't have the original cast. I think.
Yeah. What's the one I'm thinking of? Maybe it's not a horror. The one I'm thinking of. She's famous for one franchise, and I don't think it's that. Damn, I need a hint.
Oh, what's a hint that's like not too much? It was a little bit of a parody, like something did parody it.
This was or something Perry did this.
Something parried. I can't freaking say that. Something a movie parodied parodied this movie.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it. Looked like an early 2000s movie.
Right. You gotta get this one.
I think I will. With the hope. Oh, that's it too.
Yeah.
Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Bill. Not Bill.
This one's probably really obscure.
Oh, hot damn. Is that The Sixth Sense? That first guess. Looks like a child, but it's
Oh,
probably not.
was that? I wasn't sure if that was your guess.
I was just
This
talking
one
about
might.
this.
I don't think I would have gotten this one if I was in your shoes.
Is it a black and white film? Or is it just
No,
shot like that?
it's shot like that. It's grainy.
Poltergeist?
No. It is Paranormal Activity.
It's close with the paranormal.
Exactly.
Stuff. Oh, I know what that is.
You know it.
Oh, I was going to say Monster House. But it's not Monster House. The house is gone.
The house is gone. It's the end of the movie.
Do I know what that is? It's a weird alien thing. Like a spaceship.
No, there's no aliens.
No, but there's like a spaceship thing going on there.
Because it swallowed the house.
Do I know what this is?
I'm just going to give you a one-word hint. It is a movie, but
Hellraiser.
I'm hold on. TV. That's just the hint. It's a movie, but
Right.
That's just the hint.
Poltergeist.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's Poltergeist.
I forgot to mention we have a candle here that eventually he'll bleed out the wax.
Eventually.
It might not be this episode, but it'll be in the future one. Psycho.
Yeah.
The shower scene. Scary movie. 2.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that bush. Is that Nightmare on Elm Street?
Nope.
Damn it. I know that plant. Wait. I'm tapping into the mines here.
The Shining. You got The Shining in there.
I know the green bowl. Looks so familiar. I definitely know this movie. And we both have seen it.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. But it looks so familiar. What is it? Is it The Shining? Did you give it away?
No.
Okay.
I did not give it away.
Give me a hint.
Scream.
Damn it. That's not a hint. That's the answer.
Oh, I thought you said give me it.
Scream.
Yeah, it's
1.
That's part of this one.
Yeah.
The very beginning. Wait, I've 20 of
What
these.
Tornation?
Yeah.
Is that like an Evil Dead basement?
It's a
like
basement.
a brick wall.
I'd say.
See like a skeleton hand or something?
I think those are books actually.
Oh, those are books. Some basement where stuff goes on. Give me a hint.
S is the beginning of the name of the movie.
S. Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
That's a good one. All right. How many you got more? Like 1 or 2?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just give me one more.
Okay.
And then I'll do mine. Because mine will be easy so we can the time will be. And if we're still going and you get them all, we'll go back to the ones that you didn't do. The Nun. Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time for mine. Check how we.
Okay.
How
See,
but now I'm
it's
psyching
easy,
them up.
then it's gonna psych me up, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna get them all wrong somehow.
No, a lot of these just name this name like the franchise name. Most of these aren't a direct shot from the movie. They're more of just like maybe the poster or something. So this
Oh, okay.
the ballpark. Here's the first one.
The Shining.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, Evil Dead.
No.
What? Wait. Wait. The fuck? Seen this, right?
You have. We both have.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I
The
now I could
It's
see
claws.
this clause.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what am I? The fuck? What the wait? I'm so confused. Oh, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Predator.
Yeah.
Okay. Alien
Yeah.
with an A.
Yeah.
That one's Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait! I can't
What's the
say
name of
this.
it?
I can't say the name. I always get it confused with the.
You always mess it up.
All right, all right. So wait, there's Teenage Slumber Party Massacre, but is that the parody?
What's the real one?
This teenage. I'm pretty sure Teenage Slumber Party Massacre is the original. Teenage Slumber Party Nightmare. That is that one.
Yes.
Okay. Whew. Fucking
You
got it
you
this
got
time.
right.
Oh, Scream.
Which
From
one?
you didn't specify. You said it was just a franchise.
Which one's which one?
It's Scream 5.
Yeah. Also known as Scream.
Yeah. Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh,
Yeah.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Child's Play.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder. Silent Hill. If you know what, you could have just done like the white,
The
just
white.
crop that, and
There's a white screen.
Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre. Oh, Terrifier.
Which one?
1. Creep.
Which one?
2.
Yeah.
The Thing.
See how easy mine
What's the name? I know the name. Late Night with the Devil. The First Conjuring. Okay. It Chapter 2.
Yeah. That was it. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
See how easy mine were?
All right.
Now I've learned.
You
from my
guessed.
mistakes.
You did better than I thought maybe that you would do. But I was trying not to make it.
We still got 6 minutes, so let me run off your other ones.
Oh, okay.
We'll go down your whole list. We still got some time.
Let's see where
Redeem myself. I will redeem myself.
All right, where did we leave off?
We will put these on the screen for you. What in tornation is that?
Yeah.
Trying to look for some clues here. I'm seeing neon. I was gonna say like Terminator, but that ain't Terminator. The neon sign is screaming that, but it's not.
Movie was made after 2010, so it's
a somewhat recent.
Yeah.
After 2010, so like 2011.
I
Or
forget
like
exactly.
2020, because that's a big jump.
I actually forget.
There's somebody holding something there,
Yeah.
a phone or something. One of the screams, Scream 6.
No.
Damn it! I thought it was the convenience store scene.
I'll show you.
Ah, terrifying. I was gonna say that. I was like, I thought it was the second one when they were in the Halloween store. It's one of the fucking Halloween movies, maybe. Although I see some tissues back there. It's a Halloween knife. I thought that was glory, but now I'm thinking against that. I've seen this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks modern-ish.
Was
Like not like 80s. Like it seems like
close to 2010, and around that ballpark. Forget exactly when this came out.
Is that a guy or a girl? I think it's a guy. It's a man's hand. Green jacket. What is that?
let us know while we're doing the images. You're following along. Let us know what you guys, if you
Yeah.
guys guess these right or wrong.
Yeah, I know you got mine. They're easy. Give me a hint. Is it a
Um,
franchise?
there has been 1, 2. It's been 3 movies so far.
3.
Yeah.
So far, so it's somewhat new. Are they still going on with them?
Yeah.
They are. 3 of them.
There's remakes,
There are
or
remakes.
kind of, I guess, kind of. When you think about it.
What's the first letter? Or any letter?
Well, I was gonna say the first letter would technically be T.
So it's probably the something.
Yeah.
The Strangers.
Yes.
There's 4 of them. No, 3 of them.
Yeah.
Going to be 4. You're right. You're right.
That's that.
Ah,
It's the girl.
Oh,
I thought it was a
okay.
man's hand.
Looked like it. Old movie.
Yes. 1920s. No, okay. That would have been black and white,
Yeah.
probably.
I see a closet, multi-door closet. Kind of looks like something that you would see in The Shining, but I don't think it's that. Franchise?
No.
Just a one-off movie.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Has there been a remake of this movie?
No.
Whoa. Name a singular actor in this movie.
I don't know any of the actors.
Have I seen it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I know one actor by name, but it would give it away.
Probably.
Like you, and do you want that hint right away? Like, do you want that hint? You give up?
Yeah, I can't tell from a picture of the door.
Jack Nicholson.
The Shining?
Yeah.
I said that. Damn, what is
No,
the full
you
name?
said.
No, I was talking to myself. See, I do know these. I'm just not confident in my answer. It's the first thing that came to mind.
I know.
Like
when you said that, I tried to keep the straight.
Yeah.
Did you look at my face when I?
Yeah, you didn't do it.
I know.
The film green.
The poker face.
It screamed The Shining.
The poker face was real. Now this is
I've
the
seen
full
that.
image.
I know what that is.
This is the full image, not
Yeah.
prop.
What is that? This is some dumb found footage bitch.
Found footage, bitch.
Is this one of the Blair Witch projects?
It's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen that scene. Is he bleeding yet? Bleed. Bleed. He's not bleeding.
All right.
The Fly.
Yes.
Never seen it, but
Neither have I.
what in Tornation?
This is a
Squid Games.
very recent movie.
Is this one of the? Although it looks old. Jordan Peele ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it? Nope.
Nope.
Us.
Nope.
Yeah. It's Us.
Yes.
Never seen it.
I saw it.
I've never
once.
seen any.
It was okay.
That's all.
It's a pretty crazy plot, honestly, for that movie.
All of his movies are wacko.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. That was actually fun. And we can do different variations of this,
Yeah.
like you said to me. You know,
Yeah,
we can have the title of the movie. We can have a screen grab of like the font. I mean, that some of the fonts are pretty recognizable.
Oh, maybe I don't know. I feel like
That could
I'd
be
be
a little bit
terrible
tough.
on that one.
We can do that. You know, we can do maybe actors. So you show an actor's face. Who is this from that movie? You know,
Okay.
because a lot of actors are in multiple movies. We can
Yeah.
do something like that.
Guess by the emoji.
Yeah, the emoji, that was the one he had. Pretty popular one.
And then like taking 4 pictures and just
Yeah.
making that similar to an emoji,
Uh-huh.
the emoji one, but just
Or like
you could do a lot more with
you
just
could
emoji.
do a quote from the movie. Obviously, some are more memorable than others, but that could be interesting.
That might.
Yeah.
So would you have to be able to say the character and the movie?
Oh,
Because
yes.
that would be pretty
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, that would be. So, yeah.
How about when we do that, maybe we just give a list of movies to each other,
Oh, okay.
just so it might be a little bit easier
So we
for
have
us to choose.
So we know what to look for. What to look for.
Yeah.
So it's not just completely out of the blue.
Yeah, because if you're doing a quote and you have to name the character and
the quote's just
and
hello.
you know,
Hoi. Hoi. Like, give us that could be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Let us know how you
Stewing
did.
up those ideas.
Let us know if these were too easy for you.
Yeah.
I found them difficult because they were, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. But if I didn't crop them, you would
It
have.
would be obvious.
it
You
would
have
have
to
been-
crop them, yeah. So yeah, all right. And now we'll move on to the monkey review.
All right.
Short story written by Stephen King, adapted loosely to the big screen.
Yes. And you have read the short story. I have not.
have read the short story.
You said it was about 50 pages.
Yeah, around there, maybe 60, but it's definitely a short story. What is your initial thoughts on the movie, Nicholas?
Well, let's just
Or for
say.
who directed it? We'll get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah. The Monkey.
Monkey Man.
Not to be confused with My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
What a show.
That was a good show.
What a callback.
All right. So this came out yesterday,
Yes.
2025. That is the year now,
Yes.
as we all know.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Maybe
for
you're
future-
watching this in 30 years. Who knows?
This is you guys are watching this
Maybe
years
this is the
from
time
now.
capsule.
Yeah. And we have a horror comedy here.
Dark comedy.
Horror,
Which
dark.
I will say, the trailer did not specify that.
I could tell from the trailer that it was gonna
But
be
not
a
a
fun comedy.
Full-blown comedy. Like, they went crazy comedy in this.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
It was a little bit deceiving because the book is not super funny. It's very realistic and like more scary. They advertised this that there
Okay.
would be legit scares in the movie, like
Yeah.
the trailer. There's not. I don't think you would be scared by anything in the movie other than the design of the monkey, which is pretty unsettling.
Mhm.
I will say that.
So we have Oz Perkins, who does direct this movie.
And he did Longlegs.
He did Longlegs. I have not seen that. He also the only other movie that it said that he directed that I maybe like
20 minutes on.
was Gretel and Hansel, which was I guess a horror spin of Hansel and Gretel.
And that did not do good.
Yeah. So, did Longlegs do good?
It did, I think, about the same, like a 70, a decent amount. Again, like this one, and I'll get more into it. The first half is good, and then it kind of just dies.
Yeah.
Kind of like all Stephen King books too. So.
Yeah. So that was very similar to my initial impression.
Yeah.
I thought, even throughout the whole movie, I did thought it was pretty good fun.
Mhm.
It was pretty dark. They used a lot of comedy. I
Mhm.
think I liked the comedy, like all of it.
Mhm.
But the very beginning was way better than like
the first
the
half
middle
was
and
really
the ending.
Good. Yeah.
And I really wish that they kept the
Yeah.
momentum.
Yeah, they kind of, in my opinion, again, I read the book first, then this. The book is vastly different. So now I'm one of those people where it's different. Why? You know?
In a bad way.
Yeah, like they changed it to make it more dramatic for the big, how Hollywood does things.
Yeah.
Because the book doesn't have some of the details here to make it a twist or that. So I get that. And that's why I think my original score, which you'll see, is low. But maybe on a second rewatch, now that I know what to expect,
Yeah.
I can judge it based on the movie and not compare it. Because obviously, if you compare it, the book is different because you can imagine everything your own way. Here is how it is imagined,
Mhm.
and it's not what I imagined. So it's like, whoa. But yeah, to go back to the comedy, the first half was very smart comedy. It was very witty.
Yeah.
The
narration.
yeah, the
I
narration,
liked
the cuts they did to where like the one guy died and he's like, hello, and they cut to his death.
they
Funny.
used that twice, and I
That's
feel
funny.
like they could have used that a bunch more times.
Yeah, that's funny. They don't do that again for the second half. Like
Yeah.
the second half kind of just goes into dumb, full blown, just like bad dialogue comedy and
Yeah.
like funny scenes.
I
comedy.
wish they would have went with more narration
Yeah.
again, which they did, but it was twin.
But
then it stopped.
The beginning made sense because he's narrating his past.
Yeah.
So I guess in their defense, you can't narrate your present.
They should have just narrated the whole thing.
Yeah, like maybe it's 10 years further in the future. and
Maybe they
they're
should
all
have
past.
kind of gave away some of the plot in the narration,
Right.
and then just told us how that led up to everything that just
Right.
happened. That's an
Yeah.
idea.
But yeah, there's a lot of issues with this movie, but overall, it's still a fun watch.
Yeah.
Like you'll be entertained if you love blood and gore, and my God, there's a ton of it. And
yeah.
it's done well. The effects I thought were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
There's a few like wonky CGI things, but it's not enough
Yeah, I
to be
could tell
like that's bad.
A couple
Like,
points, it was like,
they're still good.
oh my god.
Yeah, they're still very good. like they go balls to the walls comedy in some scenes. Like the acting, it's mostly it's good.
Yeah.
Some of the jokes land, some of them don't. But
It might be intentional, but
Yeah.
a lot of everybody just was very unfazed with death.
right, yeah, they were just kind of like, okay,
Like they were
Like-
shocked initially,
Yeah.
and then it kind of just
they're like, oh,
even the
Like,
first time
yeah.
it happened.
right. And I guess he's so desensitized to it because his whole past and everything, like him makes sense, but everybody else,
Yeah,
I think it would have been a bigger shock value.
Yeah.
But again, the comedic thing, that's they can write it off as it's a comedy movie, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So those are our initial thoughts.
so yeah, I guess a little spoilery.
Yeah,
Less
this'll
not
be-
spoil. Yeah, just a little quick.
Yeah.
What you guys might think about watching the movie. So if you haven't watched it, just watch it.
Yeah.
Before watching the rest of this.
Right. The trailer literally gives 98% of this whole movie.
Yeah.
There's little to no story in the movie, so the trailer just gives that away.
Yeah.
There's one thing it doesn't, but yeah.
It's not how you get there. It's the journey.
Yeah. It's the journey. Yeah.
So we only got. I mean, I only had 5 characters.
Yeah,
that
there's
was
mainly
really the main
there's-
cast.
There's 5, but we focus on 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like through the whole movie.
Well, I had the monkey as one of the characters.
It pretty much is a character in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have Bill and
But I
Hal.
wish they did more with the character of the monkey. I feel like it was just
Yeah.
the very beginning. I liked how
Right.
they presented the monkey, and then after that, it just kind of
It
wasn't.
became the MacGuffin, and it
Yeah.
went less of a character. But all at the end, I have comparisons, book versus the movie.
Okay.
And the book does it. It does it better, in my opinion, because it's more scarier, and I'll explain
Okay.
why. But we have Hal and Bill. They're twins.
Twins played by Theo James.
The same
which
actor.
I'll give him credit for
He did a good job.
playing 2 different people, but like kind of similar because they are
Yeah.
twins.
Right. The one at first I was like, is that the same guy? And then the people behind us were like, I think that's the same actor. I was like, all right, it's the same actor. But yeah, the one is just an insufferable asshole
Yeah,
for
which is
like
Bill.
no reason.
Yeah, all like ever since like it's just weird.
Yeah, he's just always bullying his brother.
Yeah.
Because like siblings bicker, but this is like beyond. Like he wants him like dead.
Yeah, well, they did want each other dead.
Yeah, they did. Well, makes sense. He's just a big bully.
Hal was pretty much bullied.
Yeah.
And that they're pretty much complete opposites of each other, given that they're twins. But like usually
Mhm.
twins, they'll have some personalities that are different.
Uh-huh.
But for the most sometimes like they can be a little similar because they're
Right.
twins,
Mhm.
so it might tend to happen. But they're vastly different,
Like, you wouldn't-
different styles on what they wear,
Right.
and you can
wouldn't
really tell
think-
them apart.
Yeah.
Then we have Petey, which
Mhm.
is Hal's son. 25 years later,
Right. Yes, his own.
he only talks to him like one week out of the year on
Yeah.
purpose.
They're estranged family because
Yeah,
everybody Hal gets involved with family wise, the monkey ends up killing them. So he's
Yeah.
like, I want to be away for your protection.
Yeah.
And just like every other movie, they don't understand that because he's not going to tell them it's for your protection. It's just one of those horror tropes where it's like we've seen it before. So
yeah. And then we have Lois, which is Lois, which is Hal and Bill's mom.
Yeah.
Which her untimely death
yeah,
caused by Hal.
Yeah.
Maybe
unknowingly, but yeah,
maybe the monkey actually has nothing to do with anything, and it's just,
it's just Final
they
Destination.
really think that the monkey was something, but doesn't.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
it was Hal the whole time. Yeah, but Hal just wants to kill Bill with the monkey. So when he winds it up
Mhm.
thinking that the monkey takes requests,
Mhm.
make sure not to call it a toy monkey as
Yeah,
well,
Don't piss it off.
and ends up killing Lois instead of
Mhm.
Bill. And Bill takes that to heart.
What did she die of? Like a brain aneurysm? Like what was it?
Well, that's what the doctor said.
They said that. All right.
Her-
Because her whole face like bled. I was like,
Yeah.
what causes that? I don't know. Maybe
Whatever.
it was an aneurysm. I have no idea.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy and gruesome.
Yeah. And then you can never pin the deaths on somebody specifically because they're all accidental.
Yeah.
Some of them are Final Destination style, which are pretty cool.
The one where the shotgun fell and then shot the
Yeah.
realtor,
Yeah.
it's kind of could be deemed as like you never know. Like
That's what
it's
I
kinda
thought.
weird.
There's a gun. He's in the house. He's covered in blood. He killed her.
Exactly.
I was shocked they didn't.
But they would probably have known
Go
the
that way.
angle of like it would
That's
be
true.
impossible.
That's true.
So they got that. Now, for the most part, a lot of these characters, they're not like developed.
Yeah, it's a comedy, so
They're
there's
kind
no
of they are a
development.
little bit of character Characters.
Caricatures?
Can't fucking speak.
Caricatures? Is that what you're
Yeah,
trying to say?
that word.
Yeah, characters.
That word.
They're kind of just over the top, like personifications of an emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill is just the angsty brother, and Hal is just the complete opposite and
Yeah.
keeps to himself.
Mhm.
And they try to kind of implement like the relationship with that, but I felt a lot of it was just like if they purposely just kept it very vague, because a lot of the developments it just kind of centered around like shock, I think, in
Yeah.
terms of like the story.
Yeah, the whole story is there's a monkey that's killing people. Hal accidentally killed the mom with the monkey. Bill wants revenge, so he's trying to look for the monkey.
Yeah.
That's basically the story.
Yeah.
It's just the monkey killing everybody.
Yeah. And then Hal just keeps winding it up,
Right.
hoping that it kills his brother.
Mhm.
But
And then Bill keeps winding it up, hoping that it's going to kill Hal in the future.
yeah.
You know, um, and they know it kills people. Like they've figured that out, and
Yeah.
clearly he has no issue killing random people.
Yeah.
Like Bill, like in
he
the
would,
future, knowing
yeah.
that. Like there's one scene at the end where it winds up on its own, and it kills like 1 billion people. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That was a
that
cool
was
scene.
pretty like fun. Like
Yeah.
I just wish that they kept that aspect of the monkey
Right.
where it seemed like it really did have its own
Power. Yeah.
power. Like it kind of did at the beginning where Hal's talking the monkey be like, "Kill Bill," and then shout out to the movie.
Kill Bill. Yeah.
he tells it to kill
Right.
Bill, but the monkey doesn't listen, doesn't take requests.
Right.
It just kills whoever it wants to kill.
Mhm.
But we don't know what the monkey's thinking.
Right.
Which is pretty like the creepy aspect of the monkey.
Yeah.
And there's some really good shots of the monkey
There are, yeah.
that are genuinely scary.
Close-ups and of the weird face.
Yeah.
It's pretty unsettling.
Yeah.
Monkey.
But I think after the childhood narration, it kind of just went.
It kind of
It
just got old.
slowly kind of went.
It was very repetitive.
Yeah.
With no story, it's just killing.
But
Yeah.
at a certain point, it showed that all those neighbors dying,
Mhm.
and they just kind of like glossed over them.
Yeah.
Like it was just so quick. Like they should have really focused on that same
Right.
way that they were doing it in the beginning.
Like, and this is different from the book because it's the same way in the book. They know that the monkey's killing people, but if they wanted to twist it, would have been a cool idea is make it somewhat of a mystery film. Like, why are all these people dying? Like, get the town involved. Like, every day there's like 5 people dying out of complete coincidence. Like, let's have a somewhat of a maybe mystery aspect to it. I think that could be cool to give some sort of story.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just going, oh, another one dead.
Like maybe like in the beginning, like they find out pretty quickly that Bill is behind
Right.
the 25 years later killing
Right.
people with the monkey.
Mhm.
Maybe they should have kept that charade on a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of just a little disappointed on that.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like.
It starts off
like
really
it.
strong.
Yeah.
And then it just gets repetitive with the no story aspect, and it drags.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause it's the same thing.
It was, and yeah, like, but I don't want to get to the ending yet, but like, in terms of like the plot, like the reason why Bill was so upset about his mother.
Mhm.
I mean, the way Bill always talked about his mother to Hal was always my mother. He never
Yeah.
really saw him as a brother.
Right. It was always my mother.
He's always like that. Like,
And even
makes sense.
Hal at the end acknowledged, he's like, I'm sorry I killed your mom. Like, not our mom. Like, he even said that. I'm like, oh, but they're brothers.
And then Hal goes, she was my mom too.
Right.
And then Bill's like, oh, I never really thought about it like
Yeah.
that. Like, that was just so
Like,
odd.
it just
It's
doesn't make sense.
believable, maybe at a younger age, but like
Yeah, but
he's
when they're,
older
like,
now.
30.
He never
Yeah.
really got over that grudge. I didn't think the motive was strong enough. Even Hal's motive with his son. Like,
Yeah.
if he was so worried about family, like why did he have a son? Like
It was an accident.
Everything's an accident.
They did say it was an accident.
Okay.
Like, he confirmed
That's
it was
true,
an
too.
accident, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a mistake.
That makes more sense. I guess that the whole overall theme was accidents.
Yeah. Generational trauma,
Yeah,
guilt, revenge. There's a lot of themes.
there's a lot. Just everyone's death. I mean, I don't know.
The deaths are over the top. Some
They
of them.
are.
Like,
What was your
over the
favorite
top.
kill?
My favorite one was probably. I like the one with the ant
I did
Like
yeah.
the whole everything like happening.
Everything leading up to it was
I didn't expect her
pretty
to
fun.
die like that. And then I
Yeah.
love the freeze frames they put on it. That
Well,
was good.
well, yeah, like
That was a nice touch.
you could tell when with the oven or the stove was like,
Right.
okay, something with fire, something like is the whole house gonna blow up?
Right.
And then no, she then she gets the
Right.
freaking
And the setup is that is good because she put rubbing alcohol to clean out the wounds.
oh
So
that
that's
even
why
makes sense.
that's why her face burned.
Yeah, the kills were thought out. Like if they just kept doing that,
Some of them were like that, and some of them had layers. I like the layer aspect.
I
'Cause
did like the B one,
the B one was, I
but it
thought
was
that was a
just.
little bit weird.
But I feel like they should have added more kills like that, and it would have
Yeah.
made more sense to explain the monkey's powers.
Right.
Because at first it seemed more like Final Destination like.
Yeah, which I liked because it had layers. It kept you guessing. All right, they showed this. How is this going to play? And
Yeah.
which is good.
And you're like, you didn't expect that because like I was like,
Right.
she's on fire. What is she gonna do now?
Right.
And then all of a sudden she runs into the picket,
Yeah, the picket fence,
mail
and her
thing,
face
whatever.
just goes right into it.
Yep. And then a freeze frame that whole
Yeah.
and that was like really good storytelling.
Yeah, like,
I don't know what happened
Yeah.
after that.
it just like his books, they can't end them. And apparently, Longlegs is like that. It starts off strong, and the ending is like, eh. So this guy he can't end a movie with a story.
Okay.
Apparently, with all his movies he's made, that's the general consensus.
To be fair, it is hard to end a movie.
It is hard.
Shout out to M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, it is hard.
Good ideas,
Mhm.
but disappointing executions. Like it did start off strong.
Yeah. Like it's a fun movie. Like you'll be entertained if you love just killing and guts and gore. Like you'll be entertained. But if you're looking for a story or scares, you might not like it.
Yeah, it's a little sad. I did have really kind of high expectations.
This was my second most anticipated for the whole year.
Yeah,
And I was like,
I really liked the tone that the trailer brought, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fun one.
And then I just felt boring.
I know there was
Halfway through, I'm like, what's happening? Like it's just the same thing. Like I'm just
yeah,
like,
it didn't
bored.
seem like there was any rhyme or reason.
Right. I was just bored.
I guess the whole time I was thinking about it, it was always Bill's monkey. Because right when they found it, he claimed it. He's like, "This is my monkey."
Yeah, he said.
So it always belonged to Bill.
Right.
So I feel like it is a fitting to end though, like
Right.
when he dies because it was his monkey. So maybe that's how it goes, where you get
True.
the monkey, keep winding it up until eventually the monkey gets tired and is like, okay, let's kill the person that wound me up. Find a new person.
Right.
It was 25 years.
It was, yes. That's pretty much the bulk of the movie.
Yeah.
Like that's the plot we went over.
And we were going to
all the
talk about like if it
characters.
was like a fresh take, and wouldn't be because
It's a fresh take on
the
the book.
Yeah.
It's new. But we've had it's basically not in like a super bad way, but a fan made Final Destination.
Yeah.
It's trying to be Final Destination, but it has to make that 70% difference and not copyright it, Like they're very similar in a way.
They should have went a little bit more supernatural.
I think they should have. Or give some sort of a the book doesn't do it, but dive into the lore of the monkey.
Yeah, the same with
Give us something.
They explained the monkey's powers, and I kind of got the idea that it only happens in like a certain amount of vicinity.
Yeah, it's not a huge.
It doesn't just be like
vicinity.
kill some random person in Thailand or something.
Yeah.
It has to be a vicinity.
Who the hell was that guy on the horse? Was that the devil?
Oh yeah, what the hell?
What
yeah,
was that?
It
was had smoke going off of him, and he had like a white pale face. Is that literally death?
And then
who is that?
And then they looked at maybe they're all in just death at that point.
Are they all dead? Like,
but like yeah, they looked at each other and then looked at it and was like, eh.
Yeah, I'm like,
at the very
who
end,
is that? It was definitely like a specter ghost man.
Yeah, that was at first I thought it wasn't, and I thought it was like some dude
guy
on
fire,
fire at the horse is still walking.
But he was
I
literally.
think that would have landed way better.
Yeah, he was literally like pale. Was he one of like the 4 horsemen of death? Like what's going on?
I don't know.
That was weird. They don't explain that at all.
Nothing in the book like that.
No,
I don't know.
It's like the White Horse in Halloween 2, Rob Zombie.
What happened?
It's the equivalent of that. What happened? What happened?
I might change my score of this a little bit lower. Thinking about it now.
It's a fun movie. So some positives I had: generous amount of kills. I love gore-fest movies. Yeah. I love the slasher splatter. I very like that. Special effects are pretty good. for what they were. Um, they didn't shy away from the kills. They showed you like the aftermath, and the CGI was decent. And yeah, the negatives, half the comedy, half the not. Half of it didn't land for me. Mainly the latter half of the movie. Um,
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
the lack of story that we follow. Um,
Like, I mean, do you agree with every movie? I don't want to say every story needs a story, but every movie needs a story because
every
it done
movie
right.
doesn't necessarily need one if you have the other aspects to hold it up.
Exactly.
This one almost did, but didn't because it just became repetitive with nothing else happening.
Yeah.
It's a travel movie with kills in between,
Yeah.
but it's not interesting enough, to keep me entertained fully through. Like the scenes without the kills, I'm like, I don't care about the story.
Yeah,
I
like
don't like it.
I feel like they
Like,
did try to make us like the characters.
right.
Like for the most part, I did, especially
But
at the
they're all
beginning.
like assholes. Every character, and that's Stephen King. Like it's a weird. Everybody's just unbelievably like bullyish. Even his son, like everybody's just unlikable. Even Bill,
How?
Hal,
Yeah,
even him at parts. He just has a lot of like anger. The
yeah,
only good person was the mom. She was
yeah,
she was the only innocent person in the whole movie.
yeah.
Even like the aunt and
She,
uncle, they were like, swingers. Like they're just weird.
and they had to give a reason for. So, what was the monkey story? Was this any remotely like the same, like with the story
The
of
stuff
Bill
with
and
the
Hal?
same character names are Bill and Hal, Petey, um, and there's a monkey that kills people. Everything else is radically different. The whole story.
What was the story?
So I'll get into that. So for one, Hal is not divorced. He has a family,
Yeah,
2 sons. They're not twins. Um, and then the book, it's kind of like it. It flashes back halfway in between the story. It's not just like here's young and old.
okay,
So they flash back. Um, they showed the father in the beginning of the movie.
yeah,
He's like not in the book at all. He just went missing, and they found the monkey in his closet. So that's the same.
yeah. There was no reason. I mean, it was to show off the kill of the monkey, like
Yeah,
the presence of the monkey.
right.
But then, like, there was really no reason why, like, the dad, like, nothing happened with the dad. Like, we don't even know what happened. It
Yeah,
was,
and that's like the book. He just went missing. So you have to assume the monkey got him eventually.
yeah,
Um, and then somehow it ended up, in his closet. Um, so the Ricky, he's not in the book. The Halloween Ends. That was him. Whatever his name was. He's in this. Bill is actually lives a happy life. He's not an insufferable asshole ever.
huh.
They made that up. He's not the villain. The monkey does not need to be whined to kill people. That's what makes it scarier. It does it at will, whenever
Oh,
it
see, that
wants.
would have been better.
Right? So
Which maybe they kind of did hint at that
they
in,
did when he
because,
kind of
yeah.
banged it a bunch, but like there's no key. Like the key's broken, it's missing, but it just goes
Oh,
whenever it wants.
was like the plot like they have to find the key, something, maybe?
No,
Or maybe they could
it
have
was
used that.
just they didn't know how to stop it, so they did wrap it up. They did put it in a well. Somehow it came back. Bill didn't go get it.
Well, that well went nowhere.
It
Like,
didn't. Yeah, I was like when they put it in the well, I'm like, all right, here it is. How's it gonna come back? Because in the book, they don't explain it. It's just back because obviously it has magical powers.
yeah.
And then I'm like, they show Bill. I'm like, why? Why? Like I get
Yeah,
it. You want to.
the plot
They
of it
make the
was kind
story of
of
he wants the revenge.
unnecessary.
The aunt and uncle, they are not swingers. They're actually very like kind and good father figures and a mother figure to them. Um, they explain how the uncle used to take Hal out fishing in a lake, and there was this giant deep ravine. And he's like, "Don't go too far in because if you fall in, you'll probably sink and die." So at the end of the whole book, Hal and Petey, they go to that lake and they dump the monkey in that giant ravine, and then so they don't keep it obviously because it
Yeah.
can kill people at will whenever it wants. So it makes sense for the movie because you need someone to wind it up.
Hmm.
But as they're leaving the lake, a bunch of dead fish just rise, so it's still like alive and well doing
Yeah.
stuff down there, and that's how it ends. So they don't like defeat it. Um, but yeah, Bill's not a villain. Um, I think the monkey does kill the mom. Um, but just the fact that the monkey doesn't need to be wound up is just so much scarier, and
Yeah.
it appears everywhere. Like it can move, but you never see it move. It's like one of those things.
Yeah, kind of like the weeping angel
Right.
thing where if you're looking at it, it never moves, so you can never really catch it moving, which makes
Right.
it creepier. But you
Hmm.
know it moves, but like
Right.
it teleports, but
And
maybe
they
it doesn't teleport.
and they
but,
did hint at that in the movie, like, why'd you put this in my room? I didn't, so it does have that. Um, and I think it talks in the book, like it talks,
Oh,
like
okay.
it sings a song instead of playing music, like it will sing, and it's
Oh.
like, I forgot the exact words, but it's like, who's gonna be next, or
No, I would have.
is it gonna be
I
you?
wouldn't have liked that in the film. I would have.
That wouldn't
I
have
do like the
translated.
drum where it's just like,
Right,
and he goes down, and it's like the anticipation
right,
and like the wind up
yeah.
of the drumstick.
And in the book, it's symbols, but Disney copyrighted symbols from Toy Story 3, so nobody else can use a monkey with symbols.
What the hell?
So they had to change that.
What is wrong with you, Disney?
So Disney can
Bro.
die on that hill. Not a big change, not a big deal. It's still a monkey that plays some sort of instrument, so that worked.
Yeah.
Hal has a great relationship with Petey. Both his sons, they're not estranged, so
Yeah,
it's
that's pretty vastly
different.
different.
But you have to make someone a villain for it to be more dramatic.
I felt that was unnecessary.
Yeah, exactly.
The villain should have been the monkey.
Exactly.
It didn't seem like the villain was the monkey.
Yeah.
At least maybe the beginning it was, but
Right.
then it just seemed like it was Bill doing everything.
Yeah. And 50 pages, can you make that an hour and a half? That's probably the issue. We have to bring something in to, length it out. But I'm surprised Stephen King likes this movie.
Oh, he does.
He hates The Shining, but he loves this movie. This movie is radically different. All that's the same is there's a monkey that kills people and 2 names. Even the mother's name is different for whatever reason.
Really?
Terry, I think, was the name of the
Terry.
mom. Why change that? The babysitter dies, but not in the same way. They don't see the death of that. It just happens. She's caught in the middle of a gunfight by accident. Just gets shot and dies, and they find out. So it's more of a mystery than, oh, this is going to kill people, let's wind it up. It's more of them slowly putting it together.
Yeah.
Because they're not physically turning it, so why would you ever consider that to be the same thing?
Yeah.
But then they put together the time of death. Oh, wait, I remember him clapping his chimes at this time, and she died at the same time. So they kind of have to piece it together. More of a mystery, which is cool, And it's not a super, and it's not a super comedy. It's more realistic and scary.
So, I still would have liked the comedy aspect.
Yeah, keep it in there. It didn't severely hurt it, because it is a wacky story of a monkey killing people. So
I really liked the comedy of the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it fell off. Oh my god. I am really disappointed with
it.
It
had potential. Obviously, if you haven't read the book, you'll probably like it, because you don't have this. And again, the same thing. If
it has decent reviews too.
Yeah, it's slowly going down. It had an 80, now it's at a 69 audience, so it's slowly going down. But I think it'll stay around 70-ish.
All right. Anytime I watch this movie, I'll just watch the very beginning, and
yeah,
I'll consider that the movie.
Watch the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is our review of The Monkey. We'll give, I guess, our score. Or unless you have anything else to say.
I'll recommend the movie though.
I still recommend it. It's still fun.
Yeah.
There is a lot of enjoyment to be had.
Yeah.
If you like certain things.
It's just go with the expectations that lower expectations.
Yeah.
Lower your expectations. I would just say
don't expect to be scared. Don't expect a thought out story.
Expect comedy.
Expect to laugh, yeah.
Expect
a lot of gore.
Yeah.
And some crazy actors were in this movie. Elijah Wood was in this
movie. Oh yeah, but very very brief.
Yeah. Who else? The main guy, the brother from Step Brothers, who was the dad. I forgot his actor name.
Wait, the dad?
Yeah.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I forgot his name.
Adam something, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
the brother in Step Brothers was an asshole. You want to punch my face right now? Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
6.5.
6.5.
Oh, you went up a point.
Most of my criticism is it's different than the book. So if I totally eliminate that, I think on a rewatch it'll go up. I originally had it at a 6, but I'm going to give it the edge because I'm just comparing it to the book.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with comparing anything to the book. I think it's
good. Not.
I think it's good to take something from a book, adapt it into a movie.
Right.
But you have to take the good aspects of the book and keep them.
Right.
You have to weigh it. Be like, all right, well, people like this about the book. What's the point of taking it away?
Right. Yeah, some good moments. Why would you change that? but
Like just
Like, why-
to change it.
why make him have an only child? Where's the other kid? Why change that?
Yeah.
I guess to focus more on their relationship. But again, why change the relationship to make more drama?
I think
'Cause
some-
that's what Hollywood does.
Yeah, they don't like to. Sometimes they just don't like to vastly follow like the original stuff, especially with. I mean, the trailer for Until Dawn is
Yeah.
completely different from
Right.
the game.
But it still has the aspects, and it's a unique story
Yeah.
of rewinding time. So it has enough to keep me interested instead of going,
let's
it's
hope-
different.
Let's hope so.
Because it does look interesting. It looks pretty good. But yeah.
Well, it does. That reminds me of the episode of the Goosebumps
Yeah.
series
Mhm.
with the kid.
Yeah.
I did kind of was like, oh, it's kind of interesting. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
Yeah, loose adaptation. So
Yeah.
if you read the book, don't expect seeing the book on screen, which is what I did. I thought it was going to be that. Why take away the winding factor? That would have been so much better.
Yeah, I
Just
don't know
having
why.
it doing on its own whenever it wants to just beat murder.
That's
somebody,
why-
Like, oh, it would have been great.
It would have been.
But no.
That's why I lowered my score because I was gonna have it at a 7,
Mhm.
but the more I talked about it and listening to your version of how the book went,
Mhm.
and I was like, yeah, a point down. I still like the movie. Still like maybe
It's still enjoyable.
watch.
Yeah, there's good moments.
But you went up, but I'm still gonna stick to.
And again, it could stay at a 6. I'm
Yeah.
just giving it the benefit without seeing it again. That's like a preemptive up. So
Like I think the beginning contrasts so differently than the latter half, so it
Yeah.
kind of ruined the overall
Mhm.
experience. But I still did like it.
Yeah.
There were still some laughs even post narration.
yeah, the
Story.
comedy's pretty good for the most part. Even with the bickering of the kids, as kids, it makes sense. They're kids. But
Yeah.
when you're 30 years old and you're still doing that, it doesn't really work. Like, get over it.
Oh yeah, and then the ending. So like we know when he goes to shake hands, he goes
Yeah, and he does it twice. I'm like,
okay. Once
don't
would
do
have been
it.
fine.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Once but I was like, damn,
And
he
he
did
does
it
it again.
twice.
Yeah.
The once was fine. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
It's a callback.
it's just a
It's-
callback,
it's
and
good.
it's like he's like he really can't connect with his brother,
Right.
but like he's able to. But like
Yeah.
the twice was like way too
That's
much.
that you're getting into Marvel comedy when you're doing that. you're dipping too much. Not needed.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
Yeah.
What is your favorite kill? Because you didn't say yours.
It was the ant.
It was. And what was your least favorite?
Um,
Because my least favorite was when the lady jumped in the pool and literally just exploded into a million pieces. Like, that made no sense to me.
I didn't mind that one.
That was just like wacky to be wacky.
I think they just
How about the mother with the child burning in the carriage? I was like, all right, this is dark now. Like,
yeah, you don't get to see it, so
Yeah.
that's crazy.
but you're just imagining an infant burning.
I don't know. Like, I was disappointed because I like the bee kill,
Mhm.
but I'm disappointed that they didn't go with more kills.
Right.
Like the whole aspect was the monkey just kind of kills people in like such weird ways.
Yeah.
But it kind of seems like you can't connect it to the monkey.
Right.
If you're just looking like, oh, there's all these people dying.
Right.
So I can't say that I liked how they glossed over the kills of all the
Yeah.
neighbors. I'd say that
Yeah.
like because they kind of put it all in one. It was just kind of a montage of them
Right.
being killed. It was like, oh, I would have liked to see how that played
Right.
out the whole thing.
Yeah. Give us more detail on that. Yeah, makes sense. And in the book, there's a lot less kills. The movie just went over the top. And it makes
I
sense.
think they should have kept the over the topness.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do like how they had more kills. It just gives you something to look at. So, yeah, that's our review of The Monkey.
All right.
Not great, but has great parts, and we do recommend it.
Yeah.
I would probably wait to see it when it comes out, or like at home. Like,
Yeah,
I
if you want to
wouldn't-
save some money.
I wouldn't say run out to see this. So, my thoughts. Read the book, or don't if you don't want
you-
to
if you
spoil
don't
the
read.
movie and you don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
read the book first. This way you'll appreciate the book more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or yeah, who knows? Anyway,
Who knows?
so we hope you enjoyed the review for The Monkey, the subgenre discussion, and
Our
the
little
guessing
game.
of the images. That was fun for us to do. We will be doing more of that. We don't care what you say.
We care a
But
little
we
bit.
do want your input.
Yeah.
But we're doing it anyway. Yeah. Make sure to stay subscribed or keep subscribing for those who aren't. There are viewers out there who watch but are not subscribed.
Yeah.
We see you. Join us.
Why not subscribe
One
if
of
you're
us.
watching?
It's free. You just go, boop, one of us.
I mean, if you subscribe, then you get to be eligible for the giveaway when we
Yes.
reach 50
Yes.
subscribers.
We're at 40 now. Last time I checked, so we're slowly getting there, which is good. It's great.
What was it at?
39.
No,
Last,
it's at 40.
last episode. Yeah, so we got one more.
Okay.
So we're slowly climbing, which is great. We thank all of you. So once we hit 50, you'll be entered. We'll tell you what to do once we hit that in a separate video. So stay tuned for that. Get some free items. Who loves free items? Everybody.
Everybody likes free.
Yeah. Follow us on everything else: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, Spotify.
I can't say. Just call it Twitter.
Obviously YouTube, Facebook, and yeah, stay in touch. We post daily trivia every day.
Stay in touch. You could be
Play
our
that.
pen pals.
Yeah, we're creating a Discord for everybody to gather. That's in the process. Soon enough, we'll have that.
Yeah, we just want to be able to create like this community where it's not just us talking.
Mhm.
I mean, we would love to be able to talk to you guys personally,
Mhm.
as well as you guys talk amongst each other. Like, just create this little
Yeah.
community and space where share all of your opinions,
Mhm.
good and the bad.
Yeah, give us everything. Give us your hot takes. Give us everything. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode.
That'll do it.
We'll see you next time
See ya.
on the pod.
Yeah.